Hi, this is Tara, and this is your happy horoscope for Taurus season 2023. Before we talk about Taurus, though, we need to finish up Aries because Aries is not finished up with us. We have another new moon in Aries. It's going to be the second new moon in Aries coming up tomorrow, April 19th, going into April 20th, and that is also going to be a solar eclipse. Eclipse season has started. So we've got scientifically, a solar eclipse is when the moon comes between the sun and the earth. So it blocks the light of the sun. Most of us are not going to be able to see anything happening up in the sky because it's happening, like I said, late. It's something like 9:45 Eastern time going into, I think some of us are already feeling the excitement of the Aries solar eclipse. Anyway, so it's starting at like 9:45 and then it ends in like the early morning hours of the 20th. So we're not going to see it, but we're definitely all going to feel it. And you've already got that frantic energy of Aries, and now you're adding a solar eclipse to it. And cosmically, a solar eclipse is kind of like, there was a ride I went on one time in an amusement park, and it was one of those old seaside amusement parks that had a lot of old rides. And this ride, it was kind of like a roller coaster, so you were going up and down, but it revolved. So it was revolving. And the seats were like teacups that were revolving in the opposite way, okay? There was a lot going on this ride. It was called the Topsy Turvy. That's how I'm feeling about this solar eclipse. It is Topsy Turvy. Things are going to feel out of whack a little bit. Things are going to feel, it's like a big shakeup. It's like being in a snow globe, and everything gets shook up, and then you see where it all lands. That's okay. That's the point of a solar eclipse, of any eclipse. Sometimes things need a little shakeup. They need a little, and Aries season is the perfect time for that, because Aries, it's fire energy, it's fast moving energy, it's wild and impulsive energy that gets things started. And that's why I'm really liking this eclipse. It's a good chance to get something new started. Before you start something new, sometimes you've got to make space by cleaning away some of the old. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to get rid of anything. I'm not, if you've listened to any of my other videos, I've probably said it before, I'm not a big fan of just getting rid of stuff altogether, unless it's absolutely necessary. It's different when it's in my house. But I'm talking about like life experiences, stuff like that. Whatever happened, happened. Whatever is happening is happening. It's a part of your experience. How you experience it, though, that's all up to you. And that's what a solar eclipse can help you see, or any eclipse. I keep saying solar because that's what's in my mind, but we do have another, they always come in pairs. So there's going to be a lunar eclipse later in May. But anyway, that's what an eclipse can help you do. It can help you see things in a different way and say, hey, you know what? I don't need to be carrying around all this stuff, whether it's emotional stuff, whether it's physical stuff, whether it's spiritual stuff. I could just say, you know what, that's done. Let that go away. Here's some new stuff. Let's bring it in. And that's what you can do. That's the point of an eclipse. So yes, things are going to feel topsy-turvy. That's okay. See how it all shakes out. I'm going to use another analogy. I know I'm just filled with analogies today, but the way that I like to think about it is, because this happens to me all the time, it's like if you take an old coat that you haven't worn in a long time, or you grab a bag that you haven't used in a long time, and you reach inside the pocket or you reach inside the bag, and you find a lot of stuff. I always find old tissue, always. I'm not keeping that old tissue. That's going to go. But a lot of times I find money, earrings for some reason. I guess I take my earrings off and put them in pockets for a lot of times. You never know what treasure you've been looking for that might suddenly appear when things are topsy-turvy. You never know what you might see a new use for, or just when you need something, it pops up. May even be something you didn't even know that you needed. You never know what might benefit you to move away from, or have move away from you. Again, it's kind of surprising eclipse energy. You just don't know what's going to happen, and that's really what's fun about it. So my advice is see what happens. Just, relax and enjoy the ride, because the Topsy Turvy ride does end. And yes, when you get off, you might be a little green like I was, but that feeling will pass, and then you will feel all nice and grounded. And hello, welcome Taurus season. Taurus is an earth sign. Taurus is one of my favorite earth signs. I shouldn't say that. I like all the earth signs. I like all the signs. Taurus, but here's what's really so cool about Taurus. So Aries energy, like I said, it's frantic, it's fire, it's fast moving. It's the kind of energy that gets you started. But it doesn't help you see things through to completion. That's why Taurus comes up after Aries. Taurus, with its nice grounding earth energy, is there to help you see things through to completion. Aries gets you moving. Taurus brings you home. And when you get home, it's not the home that you left when you started off on whatever adventure Aries took you on, or whatever adventure you took yourself on at Aries is a better way to put it, because you are always in control. And that's another important thing to remember when you've got a lot of crazy energy going on. You're in control of the energy. The universe is providing you with the most positive energy all the time, and it wants you to use it to make things better for you, to make things happier and more abundant, and bring clarity and bring joy and bring health and happiness and all that kind of stuff. That's what it can do. You want to set that intention for yourself, because if you set an intention for yourself, it's going to happen. And especially with Taurus energy there to help you make it happen. Taurus is all about, like all earth signs, it's about routine. It's about, establishing a routine after you've been running around like a crazy person. But it's going to be a new routine, and it's going to have more value. And Taurus also helps you get the reward of all the efforts that you've put in during Aries season. All that, where you started something new, where you tried this, you tried that, and maybe some stuff stuck and maybe some stuff didn't. But Taurus comes in, and Taurus helps you to kind of bind it and make it a part of your new life. I mean, it's a new Aries kicks off a new astrological year. It brings in, the Easter holiday, the Ostara holiday, the Passover holiday. It's all about new beginnings. But once you've got those new beginnings, you got to ground them and ground yourself in them and start using them for the reward that you deserve. And that's what Taurus will help you get. It will help you bring reward into your life, help you feel more rewarding as you're working through stuff, and really kind of just enjoy. Taurus is about comfort. And that's what's really beautiful about this earth sign is, some of the earth signs, like Capricorn, for instance, which was the last earth sign that we had. Capricorn is more about survival, okay? Capricorn is about making the most of what you've got to keep going. Taurus is about enjoying what you've got, getting the most enjoyment out of it, getting the most value out of it. It's instead of having the kind of, to give you an idea of the difference, instead of having like one table and chair to sit at, Taurus says, hey, you deserve like a couple of fancy velvet chairs and like a really nice table. And that's the basic difference. Is Taurus is really all about value and reward, and yeah, just making the most of what you've got and really enjoying yourself. So I hope that you really take your time during this season to really enjoy yourself. A couple of, what did I do with it? Because I knew I was going to forget. Okay, here we go. So, a couple of dates. I had to write it down because there's a lot of astrological energy going on, and I want to tell you what the dates are. Some of them we'll talk about later on. We already talked about our solar eclipse, second new moon in Aries. That's coming up. And then the sun's going to move into Taurus on the 20th. And then Mercury will go into a parent retrograde. I love this. All over the internet now, all of a sudden I see Mercury is going into a parent retrograde. I guess the scientific community has finally caught up and come up with a word that really explains that, guess what? Planets don't go backwards. Mercury is never, none of the planets are ever turning backwards. It's all about our perception. And honestly, I feel like this is a really good time of year for Mercury retrograde, because you're coming out of that frantic energy of Aries. You're going into Taurus that I don't want to say that it's calmer, but it's more grounded is the best way to describe it. So it's more settled. And retrograde period, that's what retrograde is all about. Retrograde is all about stopping and taking a breath, taking a minute, thinking things over. That's why people get like, oh, well, it affects travel, it affects this, it affects that. We're probably moving too fast if we're getting stopped. So we need to be stopped for a minute. It's a good opportunity, again, to look at things in a different way, to change your perception. Because, sometimes a new perception will change everything. We all get into kind of a daily grind, a daily routine. Get up, feed the cats, get dressed, go to work, come home, feed the cats, get changed, go to the gym. That's pretty much my routine. That needs to get shook up every now and then, because otherwise it's just, what am I doing here? That's the point of life, is to have some fun, have some adventure, not do the same old thing all the time. And I think my belief is that the universe sends us this kind of a little bit of chaotic astrological energy to help us recognize that it's okay to do things in a different way. It's okay to be topsy-turvy and see what happens. Again, it's all about your intent and your perception. So if you set the intention that, you know what, yeah, Mercury is in retrograde for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to take my time. If something gets in my way, I'm just going to change course. Or I'm just going to say, you know what, maybe it's a good night to go home and read a book. Okay? So, Mercury retrograde, the day after the sun moves into Taurus, that starts on the 21st. That is going, okay, well, I don't want to skip ahead. So, May 5th is going to be the full moon. That's going to be in Scorpio, and it's going to be a lunar eclipse. And I will come back and we'll talk about that. And then the next new moon will be on May 19th, which will be just right before we move into Cancer in the summer solstice. Mercury retrograde is going to come to an end on May 15th. And then on May 16th is going to be what I think is going to be one of the best transits of the year. Jupiter will move into Taurus until 2024. So you've got Jupiter, the planet of expansion, moving into Taurus, the planet of, the sign of material pleasure, if you will. Material gain, all the good stuff that's here on Earth that we want to enjoy. A nice vacation, a nice home, just, there's nothing wrong with liking material stuff. And that's what Taurus wants you to know. And Taurus wants you to know that you've done the work for it. So here's the reward of it. And with Jupiter, it's all about fortune and luck and expansion and, you know, moving into that sign. I just feel like that's going to be a really good transit for the rest of 2023 going into 2024. A lot of, like, really, if we allow it and if we set our intention that good stuff is coming our way, because it always is, and we're open to it, I think that transit is going to bring a lot of it our way. You just want to be ready for it, ready to recognize it. So before I do our reading for Taurus, I did draw one card for the, specifically for the eclipse. And as always, I am using the Chakra Zodiac Healing Oracle for our main reading, and that is the card that I drew for the eclipse, and that card is, oh, very nice. Okay, we're going to move you for a second. So that card is going to be Cancer Nurturer. That's perfect energy. You know what? Cancer is all about the heart. And, you know, this is a time, if things are feeling topsy-turvy, or while things are moving around, think about, what do I really care about? What do I really want? And that's the stuff that you want to go after, okay? And set your intention that I want to feel good. I want to make others feel good. I want to enjoy my life to the nth degree. That's the kind of energy that you want to put out there to match up with the energy that's coming through for us of the eclipse, of the retrograde, of Taurus, and see how it benefits you, because that's what the energy is there for. It's there to benefit you. Okay, so again, we'll put Taurus back here. So again, for our reading for Taurus season, I'm using the Chakra Zodiac Healing Oracle. The first card that I draw, and I haven't looked at any of these, the first card that I draw is the energy moving away from us. The second card is where we're going to be in the present during the season, and then the final card kind of gives us an idea of where the energy is taking us to. And then I did draw a bonus card from the Gateway Oracle cards, Denise Lynn. I've been really enjoying these cards a lot lately myself, because I feel a lot of change coming through in all of our lives. I feel a lot of, you know, very joyful and really good expansion. And I feel like these cards really bring home to us how we can set our intentions and set ourselves up to get the best possible energy coming towards us, which it always is. But sometimes we just don't recognize it. Or sometimes it can feel like it's not. I mean, look, things happen, and you know, stuff doesn't always feel good, and it can take a little while to see the benefits sometimes. But I believe if you keep a positive attitude it'll all, you know, come together for you. Okay. Okay. So the energy that is moving away from us. Darn it! I put all of these backwards. It drives me crazy. Okay. That's not how they drew. It's just how I did. Never mind. I won't explain to you the whole thing. Okay, so the energy that is moving away from us, I swear to you, I did not look at these cards, is fire energy. Take action. That's Aries. Aries is out of here. Okay? Aries has given us that one last poof of energy over the next couple of days. And then it's, see ya. You've done stuff. Okay? You've taken steps. You've done the work. Now you might have gotten some answers, whether you like them or not. What are you going to do about them? If you like them, how are you going to make them grow? If you don't like them, how are you going to change them until they're doing what you want them to do? Okay? So where we are in the present. Oh, perfect. Manifestation Earth. That's exactly what Taurus energy is all about. That's like, I couldn't have picked a better card unless I picked Taurus, but I take that out because we've already got that energy. This is just going to be such a beautiful season, okay? This is what Taurus is all about. It's about manifesting, setting your mind, setting your heart, setting your intentions, and say, this is how things are going to go. And then when opportunities come to make that stuff happen in the physical plane, you go with it. You set the intention, and the opportunities will come. That's how we manifest. That's how we make things happen. And then our final card, where the energy is taking us to, Libra, Peacemaker. Libra is all about balance, and that's what all of us really want that in our lives, right? We want to feel balanced. We want to feel comfortable. We want to feel secure. And those are the kind of energies that Taurus can really help us bring home. It's interesting because Libra is on the opposite end of the wheel for Aries. So it's kind of like, it's almost like the universe is saying, hey, you took all that action. Remember, when things are on the opposite ends of the wheel, they have similar intentions. They just go about it in a different way. So Aries is going to run around like a chicken with its head cut off, while Libra is going to say, let's try to find a balanced approach to make this stuff happen. Let's try to find not the easy way, because nothing is easy. Well, I mean, it is if you set your mind to think it is, but you know what I'm saying. Hopefully you know what I'm saying. Libra's going to say, hey, how do we set this up so that everything is just kind of flowing nicely? And that's the perfect intention for you as you're going through this season, is to have balance, because that's comfort, and everything is just nice. Look, the truth is, the balance doesn't last, because that's not what we're here for. We're not here to get everything we want and then just stop. We're here to keep wanting stuff. We're here to keep working towards stuff. But you can feel comfortable, and you can feel secure and free and happy while you're doing that, while things may not be exactly perfect. Things might be perfect for a moment, but then it's going to change, because that's how life goes, right? We're constantly going topsy-turvy in some respects. Hopefully not all the time, but that's what goes on. So use this to set your intention to be comfortable in your life, comfortable in whatever you're doing, whatever matters to you. And Libra is also really, it's an air sign, which is very mindful, but also has a lot of heart. And I feel like that's a good way to move into the Cancer season, where you're during Cancer energy, we're really focused on the heart for the first time in the new astrological year. And you really want to use the Libra energy to take care of yourself. What matters to you, and how can you bring that into your life and keep it flowing in the most positive, joyous way for you? That's what it's all about. All right, so let's take a look at our bonus card. Again, it is from the Gateway Oracle cards, which, like I said, I've really liked it, and it's kind of hard to see. I'll put a little bit up there. You can always look it up online too. But it's just like a beautiful picture of a gateway opening, and you're just going into this beautiful, peaceful, happy place. And I feel like that's kind of where the energy has been going a lot this year. So let's see what card we've got. Okay, starting fresh. Let me try to put that a little close. I know I've got a glare, so I am terrible at this camera work. So we're starting fresh. And that's kind of what Aries does. Aries gets us started. Taurus picks it up and says, well, now come on. You started this. Let's bring it home. Okay? Whatever good you've started for yourself, now it's time to bring it home and really enjoy it. Let's see what this card says. A wonderful new beginning is blossoming in my life. And what I also like about this card, when you look at it, you can really see the balance, right? The balance of beautiful daylight, the balance of beautiful evening, dark and light, and having it all. That's kind of a perfect theme for Taurus. And as you can see here, Taurus is called the creator because that's what Taurus does. Taurus creates the life where you have it all. That's the energy of it. Aries gets you moving, Taurus brings you home. There's a quote that I saw maybe a week or so ago that I wanted to share with you guys. I cannot remember where I saw it. So if anybody's ever seen this or heard it before, I just don't know where it's from. Otherwise, I would give it credit. But I thought this is just a perfect way to think as you're moving through the eclipse energies, the retrograde, you know, if because you're going to read a million articles or see a million things about, oh my God, watch out, or oh, this is coming, you got to get rid of this, you got to bring this in. Here's all you have to do. To be in control of your situation, you must first be in control of yourself. Oh, no, wait, I remember where I read it. This is so random. I work in construction. And part of OSHA regulations for construction is that we do toolbox talks. You know, basically a meeting about safety and different things. That was the first line of a toolbox talk. To be in control of a situation, you must first be in control of yourself. If it feels like things have been out of control, you're starting fresh. You're manifesting what you want to have happen. You are in control of the situation. You are the creator. Okay? Those are the things that you want to remind yourself as you're going through this season. Whatever you face, whatever comes your way, you're in control. Be in control of yourself, and then everything else is going to follow. I hope you have a wonderful, happy, blessed Taurus season, and I will come back and we will talk more about the full moon and the new moon and the next eclipse.